So why don't we start off by talking a little bit about your history, your background, where you came from. You obviously come from a football family. Your father was a former footballer. So tell me if this is true. I heard or I read that when you were 6 years old, your parents invested quite a bit of money in retrofitting a local field with some artificial grass so that you would be able to play. Is that true?
Yeah, it was not only my family, but my family and some other families, together with the community, they spent some money to make an artificial pitch just 100 meters from my house.
So, oh, amazing!
So I think that was crucial for me and for all the other kids. The pitch is still there today, it's been used so much. So I think that's been important for me.
And how come it was so important for you? I mean, did you spend every day there, lots of hours there by yourself, friends? I mean, how much did it impact you?
Yeah, I think it was my second home, to be honest. Every day was just about getting home from school. I had to do my homeworks. And then it was about just going to the pitch with my friends and to just play all day. So every day I was there. In the weekends we met at 10 o'clock and we stayed there the whole day. So yeah, I think that's where I spend the most time in my childhood.
That sounds lovely.
Yeah, it is.
Well, let's fast forward a little bit. January 2015. I think you know where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
A lot of the biggest clubs across Europe were very interested in signing you, but you obviously ultimately decided to go with Real Madrid. So tell me about that experience, the decision-making process, why you decided to go for the Spanish Giants.
No, I had a lot of options, as you said, and for me, I was really young, so for me it was important to be able to play. So in Madrid I could do that with the second team, and I could also train with the first team. So for me that was a good decision, and it felt like the right decision. So to be there training with the best players in the world, and then also being able to play for the second team with Zidane as a coach, I think that was a good solution, and that's the reason why. So. As you said, I had many options, but that was the one who felt right for me.
You talk about some of the best players in the world that you were able to train with from the first team and also Castilla. Tell me a little bit about what you learned from them and how it's shaped you as a footballer.
No, I think I learned a lot every day when you train with those players. All the details and how they take care of their bodies, and of course everything on the pitch is amazing, but also off the pitch you see how they work, how they treat themselves to stay fit. All these kind of things you don't think about, but it's so important. So I think I learned a lot from them.
Was there any one specific player that was like your reference, that you really looked up to, that you had a particular close relationship with?
No, nothing special, but of course when the best player in the world is there, you look at him, of course. So yeah, I just try to learn as much as possible and just pick up things every day. And when you have them so close, you just have to learn as much as possible, and that's what I try to do.
You talked about, of course, being so young when you went there, 16 years old. I mean, how did you adapt to coming to a whole new country, a whole new language, whole new culture, food, at such a young age and being so far away from home?
Yeah, it was a bit difficult. It was a big change for me. I was only 16, as you said, but my dad came with me. My family didn't want me to go alone, so my father came with me, and he stayed there the 2 years I was there, and also the first period in the Netherlands. So he was there and helped me. He had to drive me every day to training because I didn't have the license. So, but it was a challenge. I just tried to be myself. On the pitch is easy. You just have to play football and enjoy. But off the pitch is a bit different when you don't speak the language and all these kind of things. But I think it was good. I learned a lot from it. I'm speaking almost Spanish now, at least good enough to speak with my teammates. So you learn a lot from it as well. But it was a challenge.
Can you share a little bit of that Spanish with me?
No, I don't know. I don't want to do it at the moment, but
Okay,
with my teammates, it's fine, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll ask you in like a year or 2 years or something
perfect,
when you're more
perfect.
comfortable.
Then we change to Spanish.
Okay, so let's talk about a very specific date. I'm sure that stands out very much in your mind, May 23rd from 2015, the day that you became the youngest debutant for Real Madrid in La Liga. I was actually there that day, pit side, very close to you, watching you warming up. And I remember thinking to myself, I wonder what's going through his mind, what he's thinking, what he's feeling, knowing he's about to step out in front of 90,000 Madridistas that were so excited to see you. But now that I have the opportunity to ask you, what was going through your mind and how were you feeling?
I don't know exactly what went through my mind, but I just tried to be calm, just tried to think as always before the games, just focus on the normal things. Of course, it was a big day, big stage, a lot of people watching, so it was a special day, but I just tried to do as normally, and they told me before the game that I was going to play the last 30 minutes. Then we had 2 injuries, so I was a bit nervous that maybe I didn't have the chance to come on, but in the end I did. So yeah, it's I think the biggest day in my life.
And did it ever cross your mind that you etched your name into the history books forever for Real Madrid, one of the biggest, most grandiose clubs in Europe?
I don't really think about that. For me, it was just a big day, playing for the best team in the world, a dream coming true. So I don't really think about all those kind of things, the historic things, and that my name is there. It doesn't really mean anything to me, but of course it's cool.
All right, well, let's move on to your loan spells in the Netherlands. Obviously, 6 months after Madrid, you went to play with Heerenveen and Vitesse, if I pronounce that correctly.
Yes,
the first season, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it was a little bit of a tough adjustment for you, but that second season, things really seemed to click and really started to work. What do you think it was that changed?
No, I came to Heerenveen in January. I think it was 2017. So the first part was a bit difficult. Came in the middle of the season, didn't really get into the team, but then I stayed for another year, and then it was good. It's more easy when you get the pre-season and you know your teammates, all these kind of things. So that was a good season for me, and then the next season with Vitesse was even better. So I also came a bit late because I did the pre-season with Madrid. But after a while, I just felt really good in the team, and the coach helped me a lot. He was really important for me. So yeah, I think the second season was the best one.
And how would you compare Spanish football to Norwegian football to Dutch football, and what elements of the Dutch game do you think you've incorporated into your football now?
I think the Dutch football and the Spanish football are more similar than the Norwegian football. The Norwegian football is changing a bit, but it's more physical, and the Dutch and the Spanish football is more technical. So it's similar to the Dutch league, but of course the quality, the tempo, everything is better here. So it's a big step, but the football is a bit similar, yeah.
All right, well, let's talk a little bit about what's going on with you nowadays. So you talk about how you had a good season with Vitesse. You came back to the Spanish capital, age 20 now, this summer, but then you've come back out on loan here to Real Sociedad. Yes. Did you feel, though, when you came back to Madrid that you were ready to be part of the Real Madrid squad, or did you feel that this is actually a really great opportunity, something positive for you to come out on loan again to continue to grow and to mature?
No, I felt already from, I don't know, the end of the last season that it's not good for me to go back to Madrid, because for young players and for me at the moment it's really important to play. I think in Madrid that's really difficult. It's a lot of good players there. The competition is really big, so it was pretty clear for me that it was better to go on another loan, and I think the club agreed also. So then we found the solution pretty early, and I also felt like it was important to get the pre-season with the new club. So that's why we decided so early, and I'm really happy here. I'm enjoying my time here so far. Everything is good, so I'm happy.
It clearly seems to be working very well for you. If those first 3 match days were anything to go by, it seems as though you're fitting in incredibly well. I mean, so tell me a little bit about how you personally feel, a little bit more, let's say, rather, about your new surroundings here in San Sebastián and your life here.
No, as I said, I felt good from the first day. The people are really nice. The players are nice to me. They took good care of me from the first day. The coach as well, he really helped me a lot from the first day. And he's really clear with his ideas, so it's easy for me to understand what he wants from me. So that makes it a lot easier. And now I'm just really happy. I feel comfortable and I feel at home here, so that makes it easier.
It certainly does. And is it different working with a manager that, obviously, I mean, he knows this club inside and out. He knows exactly what it means to be a Trudy Ordin. Is it different at all to work with a manager that has such a profound understanding of his club?
I haven't really thought about that, but for me, he's just a really good coach, and of course he knows the club perfectly, and he knows the values of the club, and he shows that to us as well. So that makes it easier for new players to understand what the club is about.
We knew how much talent you had already when you were with Real Madrid, but now we've seen how much you've already matured and grown in those last 4 years. I mean, your ability to read the game has improved. Your ability to link and play with everybody else on the team as well has improved. You already scored your first goal of the season, and it was obviously a very intelligent finish as well. It was almost like a symbolic culmination of saying, okay, Martin Ødegaard, the teenager, he's gone, but the mature, more developed Martin Ødegaard adult is here, and he's here to stay. So what does it feel like to be back in La Liga, back in Spain, and in a different point in time in your life?
No, it's of course great to be back. My goal is still to play in Madrid, so that's why I signed for them. I want to play there one day, so for me this is the place to be, and as I said, in this great club, then it's easy to enjoy. But as you say, I feel like I've improved a lot the last 2 years. I think I'm a better player, and also, as you say, I'm more mature. I'm a bit older, a bit stronger. So yeah, I feel better now than when I first came to Spain, obviously. So yeah, the age is helping as well, of course.
Good.
Yeah.
And let's talk a little bit about the squad, because as we know, La Real have assembled an absolutely fabulous squad this summer, you of course included, but other players such as the Scandinavian talent Alexander Isak has joined, Porto has joined, and joining forces with of course players that were already here like Oyarzabal, William Jose, Yarmendi, for example. I mean, it's a really exciting team, and it looks as though you guys have every opportunity to achieve great things this season. Have you guys talked about any of the objectives, either amongst yourselves or with Al-Wathil, about what you guys are going for this campaign?
Yeah, I think for us the goal is to reach European football for next season. So we want to be there top 7 and to reach European football. I think that's the goal. So as you say, we have a strong squad, a lot of good players. The competition is really high, so you see it in the training that the quality is really good. So you can also develop a lot from the trainings, and I think that's important for the team and for players, and of course for me personally to use the trainings as well to improve. And when you have this quality in the squad, then yeah, you get better every day.
What strengths do you think the team has at the moment, and what areas do you think need to be a bit improved on?
No, I think we had a good start. With the new stadium, we had to play 3 games away from home, so obviously that made it a little bit more difficult for us. But I think we got a good start. 4 points is okay, so hopefully now we can get some more points at home. That would be nice to play at home again. And but I think we have a lot of quality in the team. Defensively, I think we look good. We look strong. With the ball, we're good. So maybe just the last part of the game when we have to finish the attacks is where we have to improve to be even more clinical and yeah, in the last third.
You also happen to be forming part of a very select group of Norwegians, only 9 who have ever played in La Liga. Most of them were here in, let's say, the 90s, early 2000s. The last one most recently was here in 2008, 2009. I think it was about 8-9 years ago, let's say. And he actually played here for Real Sociedad. I mean, how does it make you feel to know that you're the sole representative of your country and to be doing so as well at such a young age?
I think it's not too many players who goes to Spain from Norway, as you say. So I think most of the players, they go to England or Germany or or other places. But for me, I think the Spanish football is the best football for me, and I think the league is, together with the Premier League, the best leagues in the world. So to be able to play here is just like a dream. I just try to enjoy it. So I'm happy.
Now, would there be any sort of advice that you'd give to a 16-year-old that is playing the trade at the highest level here in La Liga, or even to yourself when you were 16 years old? If you could go back and give advice to yourself at that age, what would you say?
I would say just be yourself, just work hard and never give up. That's the most important thing. Believe in yourself, never give up, then everything's possible.